This video is brought to you by NordVPN. Thanks a lot for sponsoring my video activities.
Ich bin immer gespannt. Oh. Wie geil ist das denn? Yay!
Schnell jetzt in 10 Minuten. Genau, das Ding hier wird dann ja normal.
Hello friends and followers, my name is SMOE. I'm a German graffiti artist. And now you probably ask yourself, where is SMOE today? And it is super crazy because I have the option now to paint in a building that will be teared down in a few weeks. And it is allowed for us to paint here all the walls. We still have electricity. And a lot of you guys asked me if I could make a raw video where I just paint with a head cam without a lot of editing, and this is what I want to do today, so stay tuned. And now I will start painting.
Hi yo, this is VoiceOver SMOE and this is my battery pack. I can highly recommend you always take a battery pack with you so that your time-lapse will not die in the middle of recording. This, by the way, is my old iPhone 7 Plus, and I use the time-lapse function. Doot! And now the time-lapse starts running and I can focus on the painting part. I always store my caps in two different pockets of my pants. The fat caps are in the right pocket and the skinny caps are in the left pocket. This, by the way, is a level 6 fat cap from Montana Cans on a Cobra spray can. The Cobra is pretty old, but it still works very good. It is, I would say, 5 years or 6 years old spray can, and it is really time to make this spray can empty. And because this is just a quick, simple style, I don't struggle with the first lines like I usually do with two different spray cans, one as an eraser and one as the first line can. This time I do first lines and fill in with the same color. But I don't want to annoy you with the whole fill-in process. Now I start doing the outlines with a darker Montana gold spray can with a level 1 skinny cap. Very often I have to go back, think a little bit, where will the next outline be? How will I solve this combination of letters? Yeah, I know that usually in cool and fancy graffiti videos everything seems to be so fast and easy, but it is not like that. I, for example, mess up, I would say, every 20th outline, and if it happens that I'm not happy with an outline, I just use the fill-in color and cut it all clean again. I'm already curious about the comments of the cool internet gangsters. Sometimes I have really cool internet gangster comments in my comments section of people who tell me how fast they can paint. Yeah, of course, it could have been faster, and especially I could have made the fill-in better. I don't know why I did it. I wanted to have it cool and rough, but it just looks dirty. I admit that at this moment. At this moment I realized that the E at the bottom looks a little bit strange, and this is what I love so much about spray cans. You can paint with every color over every color. So I just erase the outline, make the E a little bit longer, and it is funny, yes, this the darker green and the light green were the same spray paints. Yes, this happens when the spray cans are very old. Sometimes they change the colors over the time because some pigments will not come out of the spray can, or I don't know, some chemical reactions. But yeah, if you just do a little bit of fading, it will not be visible at the end, because you can do some designs and some fill-in effects over it. So this does not matter at all. Yeah. After all this cutting, I decided to make a little bit of shadow with the same color like the outline.
Okay, friends and followers, let me tell you something about NordVPN, the sponsor of this video, and I would take you with me to my computer because I use NordVPN for several months already, and I highly recommend you to use it as well to protect your personal data. A lot of you guys out there don't know what I'm talking about, and I will explain it to you very fast.
If you are surfing through the internet and you are connected to an open Wi-Fi, you consistently send data that can be hacked by mean people. From personal information about you and your graffiti activities up to bank data if you're checking your bank account online. NordVPN encrypts your data with military-based standards. That means your personal information are safe.
But this is not all. The best part is that they can exchange your IP address. They have servers all around the world, and if some specific content is not available in your current location, just choose another country. Maybe if you want to see an US Netflix series, just choose the server from the US and suddenly you can see it because Netflix thinks that you are sitting in the USA. So if you want access to everything that you want to see in the internet without any restrictions because of your personal location, and you want to be protected, please go to nordvpn.org/SMONOVA or use the coupon code SMONOVA. And you will get a personal deal with 70% off. That means that you have to pay just the amount of a cheap spray can each month to protect your personal data and to have access to everything. And with only one subscription, you can use NordVPN on 6 different devices. So you and your friends. I think it's a brilliant deal. Check it out. And now back to the video.
While painting, I noticed that there is still something missing on the top of the M, and to balance the style, chips are always a great solution. And after 17 minutes and some last cutting and some last adjustments to make them letters a little bit more clean, I finally started with the shadows in the blocks. Of course, in the blocks. Like you already know from my 30K special video where I explained shadows in the blocks a little bit more, I just make all holes dark at the end, so all my blocks are black at the end and everything that is facing down is black as well. And after finishing the shadows, I wanted to make some light reflections on the blocks. And yeah, I used the same color like I did in the fill-in. And it turned out pretty cool, I would say. Some highlights with the same color, always on the corners. Okay, this did not make so much sense, but here it makes sense. Look at this. Now it becomes all three-dimensional a little bit. Next step, choosing a color for the designs. With the same color I do now my crew tags. This is the S for SMOE, and then there comes the K for my homie Kier, because SMOE and Kier, we both together have a two-man crew for more than 10 years already, for more than 2006 we founded it. 14 years already. Holy crap, I'm old. SK means SMOE and Kier, and together we are the Skill Art crew. SK Il Art. And the second crew tag that I always put inside of my graffitis is ZNC Sync Night crew from Asia. It's my international crew, and I'm in contact with a lot of ZNC members, but there are more than 100. It's a pretty big crew. Very often I like it to have a highlight in the fill-in as well. I tried it with a yellow highlight, but it was not enough contrast, so I used a classic white highlight in the fill-in, like you can see here, and I am impressed at this moment how fast I did these highlights. Holy crap! Wow! This is pretty fast. Always at the top and at the left side of the fill-in areas. Wow, this is pretty fast. Yeah, I know. I could have filled the fill-in a little bit better, and at this moment I realized it myself, and so I tried to cover the white spaces with more white. Because what you can't hide, you can still underline. This is one of my rules. And now, finally, your beloved highlights in the outlines. And there are a lot of highlights. I just realized it myself at this moment. I have highlights in the blocks, highlights in the outlines, and highlights in the fill-in. And yeah, the outline highlights are at the same places where the fill-in highlights are, always at the left side and at the upper outlines of the letter. Yeah, and pretty fast as well. Wow. And finally, I started to make a little bit of background, and I just wanted to do some kind of slimy smoke. I have no name for this kind of background. It's some kind of like a black smoke. Yeah. Or is this something wet? I don't know. Write it down in the comments how you would call this kind of background. Slime. Smoke slime. And it is always fascinating to me how long a graffiti looks like crap, and at the end, at the last 10% of the time, the whole style starts to become alive and to look great. And until that time, yeah, it all does not look like that you know what you're doing there. And after finishing the background black, wet, dust, smoke, I don't know, I do a second outline. It's this white line that separates the background from the piece itself. It's just a pretty thin white outline outside of the outline. The second outline. It explains itself just by the name. And all the dirty parts, I cut them with the black again, so that everything looks very clean. Yeah, I do it all around my piece. For some last designs, I choose this pinky spray paint, and this spray can was so ambitious, it just did not want to stop painting. I was a little bit confused about this highly motivated spray can, but yeah, like you can see, after just some pressing of the cap, it worked. And now I do just some designs all over all over the piece. And yeah, and after that, I'm pretty done, I would say. Okay, yes, there was just one last thing, the tag. Oh, this is so beautiful. But usually I mess up my tags. I'm not that good in tagging. SMOE Novel. This is Mr. SMOE Novel. Yeah. And at this moment I noticed that the tag looks way too thin and there were some drips. And yeah, I make some lines a little bit bigger, do some adjustments, some flares. Okay, this looks messy, I do it again. Ah, okay, now it looks cool. The E is too thin. This line a little bit bigger. Some adjustments to the arrow. And now everything looks fine. So cool.
Cool.
Yes, and the first thing that I like to do when I just finished a new piece, I make an Instagram story. And this is how it looks like.
Oh, what a quiet and beautiful town. Oh, there is a lot of graffiti. And wait, what am I doing here? Look.
Okay, friends and followers, this is it. This is the first piece. I'll show it to you. Some detailed shots. It is not super clean. I don't like to make it super clean in such a building. I want it to work very fast. I like it a lot, but now I want to do the next one, and this will be a little bit with more flow, with more flow, and I would like to make a character as the O. This is the plan for the next one. So expect such a video next week at the same time again. Yo, friends and followers, and if you want to be invisible in the internet as well, please check out nordvpn.org/smonova to get your personal deal 70% off for your invisibility in the internet. Alrighty, that's it for today. I hope that you were a little bit entertained, and we see us in the next project. And don't forget to like the subscribe button. Bye bye.